So standard long range to mid range to clinch sort of entry system. Long, mid, clinch. Tommy's coming in, jab cross hook, gets into the clinch. Now, old school Vale Tudo, if my head is up here and I'm looking, waving at the crowd, Tommy can headbutt me. So he takes a step across with his left foot and drops his head down into that, which will usually then put my head down. So then he's going to take a step out with his right foot here, put his right hand on the back of my head, and then push my head into a left knee. Boom. Jab cross hook. So we go in here. Tommy takes his lead shoulder off me a little bit and bumps me back to make a bit of space. And then right diagonal elbow over the top and then back into the clinch to hide his head. And the last one is the heel hack, which you don't see that much anymore these days, but this to the calf, raking that through the calf, combined with that, combined with that, and combined with that, like destroys his front leg. So then when we break later on and I kick it, he's less likely doing the block, he's not so easy to push off it, I kick the knee as well. Kick the knee as well. Then when we get back in the clinch and attacking that lead leg again, takes away his mobility, his explosiveness. So lower them down under control. Right leg takes a pivot, change levels, pick up. Left leg steps in, control. Knees on their hamstrings, holding their feet. Off you go. When you start with ground and pound, it's the exact opposite of standing striking. Standing striking, elbows stay down and you rotate. Ground and pound striking, elbows come up and you punch from 12 pound through the floor to 6. Okay, so it's like vertical. It's not like this. It doesn't work. You want to get elbows high and then punch downwards through the person. So Tommy's going to demonstrate. Old school Vale Tudo striking from the clinch. We're going to use jab cross hook as the entry, so Tommy's going to go jab cross hook into the 50-50, so we end up here. Let's just get there first. So standard long range to mid range to clinch sort of entry system. Long, mid, clinch. Okay? Left arm underneath their armpit, right arm either on their bicep or holding their elbow. Knees to the right hand side, 50-50 clinch. Knee is touching so they can't use the knee in the groin. You don't want to stand like that, okay? Because this is where you could knee in the groin. Jab cross hook, clinch, get to there, and we'll start striking from there. Off you go. How to get into close range for the clinch. Try not to throw all your punches at the same distance. If Tommy's holding the pads for me, just to confuse you. Think pads. I don't really want to do this. Jab, cross, hook, where every punch is the same distance, because that's not realistic. We're going to start probably at just out of kicking range. So I need to bridge the gap with the jab, throw it across to keep it busy, close a bit closer for the hook, and then clinching. So you want to start long and then get closer as you transition in. Off you go. Okay, so one thing I would say about entering into that clinch is try and move your head to the right when you throw the hook. So when if someone goes jab, cross, hook, and he's right in front of me, there's a danger that maybe I can straight punch him at this point as he comes in. In between his cross and his hook, like I could beat him to that. But if he goes jab, cross, and moves his head to the right as he hooks, he's in on me. Okay? So just snip your head a little bit to the right as you throw that left. Tommy's coming in, jab, cross, hook, gets into the clinch. Now, old school Vale Tudo, if my head is up here and I'm looking, waving at the crowd, Tommy can headbutt me. So he takes a step across with his left foot and drops his head down into that, which will usually then put my head down. So then he's going to take a step out with his right foot here, put his right hand on the back of my head, and then push my head into a left knee. Boom. Okay. So be careful because you will eat that. It's powerful. So control the force. So we're setting them up for the knee by giving them a little cheeky headbutt. Jab cross up. Tommy's in stance. Now if my head's down, there's no target. But people forget, and then they get headbutted. And as soon as you headbutt someone, they've got their head down, you avoid the second one, and then you can circle out. 2 hands on the back of the neck, left knee vertically. Do not hold it like close to your face. That will happen, and you will hurt your nose. So move slowly. Jab cross hook entry. Moving his head. Good. Gets into the clinch. I keep my head down. I pop my head up and I put the pad here for him to simulate a headbutt. He's not going to pull it back and give me a proper Glaswegian headbutt. Boy, he's just going to go from here and use the left horn of his head as he takes a step across, just to nudge my head a little bit. So my head goes down, step out with the right foot, hands on the back of the head, left knee to the head. Be careful, crazies, off you go. Some of you are using your left hand, which you can do. So you go here, you go headbutt, and then you kind of loop this, a circle, but you get more power, and you also get a bonus strike. So one, watch this hand. Boom, shoulder down, and then for the left knee. So I'm using the right hand. The right hand is free anyway, because it's got control of this, so I can certainly put his head down into that knee. You can use your left hand, but you're going to have to extract it and then put it up and then knee. This is hidden, it's behind him, he can't see it. So it's a strike also to the back of his occipital bone, which is illegal. But it was accidental because you were trying to get clinched. In fact, it's not illegal, it's no holds barred, you can do what you like. So push, then knee. Off you go. Right hand back of the skull. In. Right hand circle, pull your left hand out, knee. Yes, yes. Another thing that came from that sort of era was shoulder bumping. Conor McGregor made it famous when he broke Cerrone's nose with his shoulder bump. So it's possible to generate some decent force. Someone's going to go jab cross up. He's going to go into the 50-50. I'm going to hold the pad over his shoulder. Now, there's different directions you can take a shoulder bump. You can do it horizontally, so he takes it back and then just nudges me back to create a bit of space to throw his right elbow over my shoulder. If he throws a horizontal elbow, it will probably get interfered with by my shoulder. He needs to go bump to create a bit of space, and then diagonal elbow over the top and then back hide his head. But the way McGregor was using it, jab cross up, into the clinch, was he was going down and up. So he would drop underneath and then pop, and both feet would leave the ground as he popped it like that. And that can whip your head back quite hard, and or break your nose if your nose is hanging over the top. I don't want you to do that one because someone's going to get whiplash. I don't want you to do the vertical one because it's your whole body going through your shoulder into someone's jaw or nose. We'll do the horizontal one. Jab cross up. So we go in here. Tommy takes his lead shoulder off me a little bit and bumps me back to make a bit of space. And then right diagonal elbow over the top and then back into the clinch to hide his head. Okay? So he can't just throw the elbow here, my head is behind him. So he makes space by bumping me and releasing his grip a little bit, throwing that elbow, and then goes back to hide his head in case I try and catch him. Left shoulder bump, right slashing diagonal elbow. Off you go. Do not hit each other with the elbow or it's a seminar over. Try and, so if you've got tight shoulders like I have, it's sometimes hard to get that nice diagonal slash. But that's what you want. You watch Tommy, when he bumps me, he wants to go over and kind of down the curve of my body. So it's slashing down like that. So if I lean backwards, it's still likely to clip me on the way past, rather than bumping and going more straight across, because you see I can kind of interfere with it. So create space, split second, fill it with elbow is the principle. Off you go. Thanks, Tommy. Okay, let's work down the body. Let's start adding in some leads. So Tommy's going to go jab cross up. You move into the clinch. First thing I'm going to do is I take my left hand and I place it on the inside of my thigh. Tommy controls my elbow. He's going to switch this leg back and knee to generate the force. Now that could be to the groin, or it could be the thigh, depending on which rules you're playing by. Jab cross hook entry. So my pad goes from underneath his armpit to the inner part of my thigh. He switches his left leg, knees upwards on that. Okay, so it's an upward knee. Second knee, I turn the pad the other way and make it straight, because the right straight knee to the thigh. So it's just like a straight knee, check leg, nuggy. Third knee is I take it from in front of my thigh and put it on the side, and he cants his leg out and does a curve knee. So he's tenderizing the inside of the thigh, the top of the thigh, and the outside of the thigh with his knees at the end of the set. So jab goes up, left, so he can't knee until I put the pad there. Left pad goes from the outside of his back to the inside of my thigh. Left switch knee, upwards, doink. When I put it back down, I turn the pad the other way, straight right knee. You got to control these because he's still hurt. And then I put it on the outside of the thigh, and you can lift it, make it go a little bit when you really like lift it up and drop it in, depending on what you want to do. Okay? Do you want to see it again? You got it. Got it? Inside, middle, outside of the lead leg. Off you go. Pads go like this, guys. Hold on. Inside, and then I rotate my palm this way for the straight knee, and then I slide it to the outside like that. 1, 2, 3. You don't want to go this way, because it does something weird to your elbow and it's really uncomfortable, it's impossible. So that would be clockwise. You go inside, clockwise turn, outside. Go. The reason why the first knee goes up is because if Tommy does it right, it will lift my leg up in the air and he can catch it with the hand, and that allows him to start the takedown. Okay? So if my weight is kind of not right and I'm not paying attention, this leg will shoot up in the air and you can take it. So that's why we're going up. You could go like downwards, but it feels a bit awkward. So it's like a diagonal 45-degree switch, and then heel to your butt, knee up, and then you can catch the leg if it's there. Like, Muay Thai 45-degree knee just to the inside of the butt. Off you go. All three, please. There's 2 more that we're not going to do, but you can do from here because they're really annoying. So from this clinch, I can of course stamp on Tommy's toes, and I'm aiming for his small toes, not his big toes. So rear leg comes up, and you just do, and that's usually designed to make Tommy move that foot, so that then that can allow you to get into other positions.
Why small toes?
Because they break easier.
Right.
And the last one is the heel hack, which you don't see that much anymore these days, but this to the calf, raking that through the calf, combined with that, combined with that, and combined with that, like destroys his front leg. So then when we break later on and I kick it, he's less likely being to block, he's not so easy to push off it, I kick the knee as well, Then when we get back in the clinch and attacking that big leg again, takes away his mobility, his explosiveness. But we're not going to do that because it hurts. You can train it like this. When I was training in KFM, stick your stinky foot in there. And they would train it like this. So you can train it like that if you want to. Next one, takedowns. So Tom's going to go jab cross hook into the 50-50. He wants to grab this lead leg, but if he reaches from where he is now, it's quite hard to get. So he's going to instead take a big step back with his right foot and step in semicircle. Pull. So that steps a little bit closer to him, and he's changed levels. He picks that leg up, keep the hand raised, lifts it up in the air, steps in behind this leg, behind it. That's in front of it. Behind it. Because you want to end up today, they're on their back in between their feet position. Yeah. So jab cross hook. Into the clinch. He takes a big step back, drags my leg closer to him, steps in, bumps it around, and then he gets his head up before I can hit him, hits him up, and then he can start striking from there. We'll go from striking from there. But you've got to get there. You want to lower your partner down, so don't slam them, like Tommy's doing to me. Right leg takes a big pivot, change levels, pick it up. Left leg shuffles behind, I place. I don't sweep. If I was going to hurt him, I'd sweep it. For training, you place, and you lower your partner like you love them, like it's Titanic. Okay? And then you want to either put your knees on the back of their hamstrings or sit on the back of their hamstrings, whichever one you prefer. Hold their heels, kick me in the face. It's hard. And then I can start striking. So lower them down under control. Right leg takes a pivot, change levels, pick up. Left leg steps in, control. Knees on their hamstrings, holding their feet. Off you go. From the jab cross hook, please. So when we get into the clinch, I want to grab this leg, but he's got an underhook here that's lifting, and it's like, can't quite grab. But if I take a big step back with this and drag it closer to me and change levels, it's a lot easier to pick up. So that's the idea. Okay? Just drag back, change levels, pick it up. In reality, this sweep is like a kick. So you kick them out and then they land on their head, and then you're starting to strike. Try and get my knees on the inside. If my knees are on the outside, Tommy can back sweep me, grab the heels and put your feet on my hips. And I go backwards. It's harder to do if I'm like this, and then his head is accessible. Ideally, you won't get it because they'll stop fighting you. So back step, level change, pick up, lower them down, both knees go like a Wing Chun stance on the back of the hamstrings, start to punch. Off you go. Cheers. Variation, like you try the first one, but you can't quite reach, or then insist when you follow the fight, you're like, okay, I can't get it because it's not giving me that leg. It's going to be a bit cagey with it. is to bait him into giving you this leg. It's a technique by Mario Sperry, those of you who know who he is, like one of the original Vale Tudo fighters. So what he did was he used to slide his hand on the inside of the thigh and drop his head down. And what the person thinks is, I'm going to knee him in the face. So then you just pick it up. It's a trap. Then you drop him down. Then you put your knees either side, and then you start to punch. When you start with ground and pound, it's the exact opposite of standing striking. Standing striking, elbows stay down, and you rotate. Ground and pound striking, elbows come up, and you punch from 12 pound through the floor to 6. Okay, so it's like vertical. It's not like this. It doesn't work. You want to get elbows high, and then punch downwards through the person. So Tommy's going to demonstrate. So this is a trap. By sticking the hand out. You go jab cross up. Tommy gets into the clinch. He's trying to pull me, but I'm kind of resisting. So he drops his hand on the inside of my thigh like that. This is almost irresistible to me. I'm like, I got it. Left knee to the head. No, I haven't. Trip. Drop. Head comes up. And then knees on the back of the hamstrings. More in the middle. Good. Elbows are high. 6 punches. Okay, punching that hard. Okay, off you go.